ranking and classifying all the civilizations in Rise of Kingdoms, because the recent updates in Rise of Kingdoms came with a lot of changes, and those changes demand that civilizations have different utilities now, and we need to rank the civilizations again. And I want to give you the best advices on which civilizations should you use for free to play, low spender, medium spender, or high spender in Rise of Kingdoms. Hello everyone and welcome back to another Rise of Kingdom video. My name is Legend Ronnie, and today I'm going to classify and rank all the civilizations for utilities, and which are the best ones for garrison, which are the best one for Ark of Osiris, which are the best one for rallying, for free to play, low spender, medium spender, high spender. Only the best civilizations I'm going to talk about. There's no reason to talk about all of them, because with the recent updates in Rise of Kingdoms, not all civilizations still have a utility. If you enjoy Rise of Kingdom guides and videos, please drop a like if you haven't done it already, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and turn on the notification bell so you know when I post a new video or go live streaming. The first thing that I'm gonna start with is which should be your starting civilization. If you're starting in a new kingdom, if you're just a fresh player and you probably started the game already and you're thinking, hey, I've done something wrong, I think I chose the wrong civilization. The starting civilization should always be Britain. The reason why it should be Britain is because you start with a peacekeeping commander, which is Boudica, and Boudica has a high power nuke on her primary skill. There is other peacekeeping commander that you can start with. It's also Belisarius, but Belisarius doesn't have such a high nuking skill on his primary skill, and Boudica will help you a lot more. Boudica also has additional experience, so will help you level up your commanders or leveling up her, so you can start having a high power commander in Rise of Kingdoms. If you plan to be a spender, and by spender I'm meaning someone that fully purchase a bundle every now and then, which is the value of $385, then you want to start with Spain, and probably for about 6 months into the game, Spain will help you out a lot, because you need the experience, you need the extra experience, because as a spender, there's one thing that money cannot buy as many bundles as you want to buy, is experience for your commanders. Once you reach City Hall level 10, regarding on the civilizations that you have, you get a civilization change. And then it's when I advise to switch to Germany. If you are a free-to-play or low spender, you want to switch to Germany, because Germany right now just offered the best bonuses in Rise of Kingdoms. You're probably wondering, the bonuses haven't changed in Civilization, so why has changed? Why Germany is now one of the best civilizations that everyone can have? And I have the answer for that. In the recent update that have been introduced in the Rise of Kingdoms, the action points pool have been increased by 500. If you click over here, it shows you that action points can be used to attack barbarians and various other things that require action points. It says that full recovery needed 8 hours and 17 minutes, and that's because I still have about 1,400. Now imagine if you only have 1,000, then the recovery is way less, because that was the base action points before the update. Germany didn't make a whole lot of sense for me because of the action points bar being very limited to 1,000. But now, because the action points bar have been highly increased, that 10% action points recovery makes a lot of sense. The second change that have been introduced, I'm going to make sure to post a video about that, a card on the top, is about barbarians dropping less speed ups. Training speed ups didn't used to be a huge problem in Rise of Kingdoms, but on the recent changes, you get way less speed ups by killing barbarians. And by less speed ups, I'm talking about the 5 minutes. So the value on the speed ups that you get from the barbarians have been reduced. So you have to compensate those two things as much as possible. One, increasing your training speed up, and two, having more action points so you can kill more barbarians. And that's why you will compensate with the recent update that kind of reduced the speed ups and reduce the amount of troops that you can train. For the first civilization, rank 1 is Germany based on utility, and Germany is also useful for medium players, for high spenders. I was already mentioning about free to play, low spender. Germany is the rank 1 civilization, and the reason why the classification is because of the utilities. Rather you're an infantry player, rather you're an archer player, rather you're a cav player, These two bonuses that you get from Germany, training speed and action points recovery, are the most essential that you need right now in Rise of Kingdoms. For example, especially when you're not in KvK, there's nothing else that you can do, is just training troops and killing barbarians. Going on the rank 2 civilization is France, as the classification for that is war oriented, especially when you're in KvK situation. And for who? For free to play and low spender. Can be for medium spender and high spender, but if you're really complaining about hospital bills as a medium and high spender, you're not a medium and high spender. Now, if you think it's not worth it to keep changing civilization from Germany to France and then from France to Germany because of the credit wise, then that's up to you. You should know how many credits you can make into the game. Spending gems on changing civilization, it has to be a critical need to do that. I would recommend buying from the Alliance shop with credits. That's what I do. Whenever is not a war situation or we are out of KvK, I'm always either Germany or Britain. But now, because of the action points recovery, I'm switching to Germany. And I'm also cav focused, so it kind of goes hand in hand. But during war, as a free to play and low spender during KvK or the action in the KvK, I highly recommend France. Because the one problem that you will have as a free to play and low spender now is going to be the healing speed ups. The rewards in KvK have been reduced. You do get more materials and whatever else they introduced, but you get less speed ups. So there is a lot of reasons why you should be France during war, not to mention that doesn't matter of your specialization, either you're infantry focused, cavalry focused, or archer focused. If we look at the bonuses from France, you get 3% health, which can benefit any kind of troops. And then you get the healing speed, which is 20%. If you're infantry focus, you get the throwing axeman, which is even better. Going on to the rank 3, there is couple of mentions and there's gonna be couple of civilizations that I have to classify on the rank 3. The first I want to go with, which is the best civilization for Ark of Osiris. This is the best civilization for Ark of Osiris, the Ottomans, because what matters the most in Ark of Osiris is one, march speed and skill damage. When you go into the Ark of Osiris, it says that you have 1 hour of play, but let's face it, the countdown starts, you have 3 minutes until the gates go down, then you probably need another 3-4 minutes until all the marches get in play. So basically you have about 53 minutes of playtime in Ark of Osiris, or probably 54. So around there, you kind of figure out what I'm trying to say. So mobility plays a very important role in Ark of Osiris. Now you're probably wondering, but hold on, Rome has march speed as well. Why not Rome? Because you want your infantry to be as fast as possible. You can see the difference between the usual infantry and the Roman infantry, that the usual infantry is much faster. It's same with the cavalry. The usual cavalry, which are the normal tier 4 or tier 5 cavalry, they are much faster than the special units, tier 4 or tier 5 cavalry. The archers, they are slow as well, and the extra speed they need is very good for them. And on top of that, like I was mentioning, skill damage, because skill damage is what prevails in Ark of Osiris. All the marches that player used or they go into the middle, they're either for support or skill damage. This is the two things that players bring in Ark of Osiris, the two types of marches that you should make in Ark of Osiris. On the same rank 3, I can mention which is the best civilization for garrison, and is Ottoman. The reason why being Ottoman is all the new garrison commanders that have been introduced in Rise of Kingdoms, Artemisia, Theodora, YSS, Zenobia with her 4 skill, they all do skill damage. And there is no other civilizations that can empower skill damage. All the other civilizations, what they do is just empower the stats of one type of troops. But the best thing you can empower in a garrison situation, it is the skill damage, because that's what the garrison does. So Ottoman is also the best garrison civilization. If you're still garrisoning with Charles Martel and Constantine, you're, I don't know, in KvK3 and you want to defend against Attila Takeda and you don't have some of the new commanders, then it makes perfect sense to be with a civilization like Rome. But that's kind of gone because everyone now is migrating with all these new commanders, and everyone has YSS and Theodora and Artemisia and all these new commanders. And in KvK3, you pretty much have high chances of having all kind of garrisons. And then it's Ottoman. If you're a garrison player or you want to excel in Ark of Osiris, rather you're free to play low spender, medium spender, high spender, then this is the civilization for you. Going on to the next rank 3 civilization, and that is Arabia. Arabia is the best civilization for rallying. Doesn't matter you're rallying with archers, doesn't matter you're rallying with infantry, doesn't matter you're rallying with calves. Arabia is the best civilization for that. Free to play, medium spender, low spender, high spender, you want to use Arabia. Now, why is that? The first thing is damage dealt to barbarians and other neutral units. All the passes, all the objectives in KVK Lost Kingdom, they are either barbarians or neutral objectives. And then you have damage dealt by allied armies by 5%. And if you don't know what that means, this is going to be the cherry on top of the cake. When the game doesn't specify which type of damage it is considered all damage. Now, it's pretty hard to prove this because rally is a conditional buff, rally damage, and it definitely won't show when you check on the troops buff. But one thing I can tell you is that when you check Constantine primary skill that says reduce damage taken by 10%, that's also all damage. That's why Constantine is so used in Ark of Osiris. That's why Constantine is so needed in the murder balls, because all the marches that get buffed by his primary skill, they get 10% reduce all damage. And you can check that on commanders like Attila or some of the new commanders, even Theodora. You can check on their skills. When it says increase damage, that's considered all damage because it doesn't specify which type of damage it is. And now to go even further and explain this even more, why is the best civilization? All damage is skill damage 5%, normal attack 5%, and counterattack damage 5%. Now, we all know that normal attack also increases counterattack damage, so it means that you get 10% counterattack damage, 5% normal attack damage, and 5% skill damage. This is why Arabia is the best rallying civilization. There is no other civilization that can grant you so many bonuses to one rally. And that is not just when you're rallying neutral units. The damage dealt by rallied armies is in any kind of rally situation. Now you're probably wondering why I'm not mentioning about Korea, why I'm not mentioning about Japan, why I'm not mentioning about China. Let's face it, upgrading your buildings, doing your technology, that's not a problem anymore in Rise of Kingdoms. That's something that everyone is going to reach it, max tech or max buildings, but having a large amount of troops in Rise of Kingdoms, it does pay off. We have proved so many times with videos where players with even low power can take rallies, or at least you have troops that you can spend in KVK, help your alliance, help your kingdom, and so on. Now, there's a couple of mentions that probably a lot of players are thinking, well, hold on, I'm cab focused. Wasn't Spain the best cab civilization for that? If you really want for war situation, that you want to change to Spain, yes, if I would have to go field battle right now with 3-4 marches of cabs, I'll be Spain because it's highly worth it. But when it's not war, when you're not doing anything, the only thing that you profit from Spain is the resource production. And I'll make sure to post a card because I've done math about Divine Abbot, how much resources you can get when your mines are level 25 in a month, and you can just add a little bit of fraction because this is 20%, not 15%, and you can have an idea how many resources you can get on a monthly basis from Spain. Where I did recommend Spain is, like I mentioned at the beginning, like the first 6 months of the game to level up your commanders is definitely worth it, but still I would prefer the bonuses of Germany because right now the barbs just don't drop a whole lot of speed ups like they used to, so you want to compensate as much as possible that part. If you're a highly dedicated infantry player, for war battles, again, you can be Rome, there's no problem, or France, like I was mentioning, but you want to get the most utility out of the civilizations that you need right now in Rise of Kingdom. So this is what I'm trying to make you understand with this video. This is why Germany, when it's no war situation, or if you don't want to spend the credits to keep changing civilization, even like all time civilization, even that you probably don't have anything to do with cows, just because the bonuses are too good right now in Rise of Kingdoms. Me personally, as a medium spender, because I consider myself a medium spender, I keep changing the civilization all the time, and because I'm a rally leader, that's why I always switch to Arabia when it's the war situation or when it's KVK. If I would have to just field battle, I would probably be Spain, or I would be Ottoman. So one of the two. Because if I would be Ottoman, then I will also have the right civilization when I have to play Ark of Osiris. So this is my recommendations right now in Rise of Kingdoms based on the recent updates that have been introduced. Germany being the rank 1 for everyone, France being the rank 2 because it's very useful in war situation regardless of being archer focused, infantry focused, or cav focused will definitely help you a lot. And then as a rank 3 is garrison leader, Ark of Osiris if you want to become a very good player in Ark of Osiris, or rally leader, which is Arabia. Now I hope you do find this video helpful, and I hope you do approve my choosings in this video regarding the civilization, and you do understand that is not all about the special units. Now is about making more resources in Rise of Kingdoms, making sure that you have the stuff that you need when you're going to go to war. If you do have questions, please drop them in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer them. Until next time, this is your boy Geroni signing off. Peace out, y'all, and take care. See you on the next one, and stay safe out there, my friends.